Hello, my name is Lana Bashinsky, and this is the second in a short series of podcasts. In the weeks leading up to GDC, we will be meeting and conducting brief interviews with the speakers involved in the animation micro talks at this year's animation boot camp. Yesterday, I interviewed Gwen Frey, and there's a 22-minute segment with her you should look for. And today, I'm honored to be here with Billy Harper. Hi, Billy.
Hello.
How's it going? Oh, I think we talked right over each other and said the same thing. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. 5 seconds later, evidently.
Yes, the Google Hangouts is a special medium for conversation.
I love it.
So why don't you just tell us a bit about yourself?
Okay, well, as I said, my name's Billy Harper, and I'm the animation director at Sucker Punch here in Seattle. And basically been doing this whole thing for about 18 years now, I think.
Fantastic.
So old.
Can you tell us what you're working on right now, or are you sort of hush hush?
Actually, I can't. I can't comment on what we're working on. We just finished like a year ago. We finished First Light, which came out, which was like a DLC that was an extension of Second Son. And since then, we've just been busy bees working on the next thing.
Working on secrets.
Yeah, I love it. I get to be cloaking.
Perfect. Well, why don't you give us a quick overview of what your micro talk will be about? Do you have like a tagline that you can share with us?
Yes. Well, basically, I think the title itself is kind of a tagline, which is "Why So Serious? The Art of Not Giving a Shit." And I don't know if I can say that on the podcast or not. It's Mike and Tim's thing, which they cuss a lot, so I think I'm okay.
I think that the audience will largely be, at least
mature.
13. Yeah. So it works for me, and I'm running the show right now, so perfect.
Yeah. Just a brief tagline for it is it's kind of the guide for animators and managers to having fun while making games.
Which I suppose could be important.
It could be. It's a little.
So did you have like a bad experience? Like, did you have a not fun game? What inspired you to talk about?
Oh no, I've had nothing but great experiences, and that's the reason why. Like, I think now, like, there's quite a bit of negativity, geared towards like game dev life and everything, and a lot of it is there's lots of stories and everything like that actually are viable that are happening out there. But there's so many times in my career that I've just been like, oh my gosh, I'm making games, and this is awesome. And I think there's a key to bringing out best animation from yourself and from those around you by making sure that people have fun. So that's kind of the inspiration and all that good stuff behind my talk.
Beautiful. Well, I'm really, really looking forward to it. I know when I first reached out to you, you jumped right on board, and you immediately came up with this amazing idea. And I'm really excited, and I hope everybody else is too.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. It was something that was totally inspired by the timing was great because I had just finished watching 6 Minutes to Air, which is a document. It was a documentary about the process of making a South Park episode.
Oh, fantastic!
I highly recommend it.
Is that a Netflix thing?
I think no. It's just you can just go on YouTube.
Oh, perfect.
6 Minutes to Air, and they have, I think, either that or it's Amazon or something. I'm probably lying right now.
It's on the interweb.
It's on the interwebs, yes. Floating around in the cloud somewhere.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, because I don't want to hang around too long on the talk, which is kind of ironic because that's what we're here.
Yes.
Like marketing right now, I guess. I can't think of another word other than marketing. I did this yesterday too. Marketing's the wrong word. Plug?
And we're plugging, we're marketing, same thing. It's just we want to get people excited to come and watch us talk about stuff.
Yeah. So I put together a short questionnaire that's sort of like a more get to know you than it is get to know your talk, because people will get their dose of that when they come see it at GDC.
Yes.
So can I ask you some questions?
Great idea, by the way. That's a great idea, by the way.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. So I'm going to just dive in here.
Okay.
And say, if you could do anything other than what you're doing now, what would it be?
So basically, I love what I'm doing so much, and the reason I got into animation was because of a story that I read about Milt Kahl and how he basically was working on scenes and shots from his shack in Hawaii up into his late 80s, and so it's something I always want to do. So I think if I ever did something different, it would have to be like the polar opposite. So I would actually want to be a mailman.
Really?
Yes.
Very specifically a mailman?
Mail carrier, yes, very specifically, because I would get to drive around and have a route, or hopefully like walk around, have a walking route, so I could stay in,
Great calves,
Exactly. Wear the awesome shorts, and you get to bring stuff to people. Sometimes sometimes it's bad news, but like mostly you can think of it as good news. So that's what I would want to do, and I'm good with dogs, so I wouldn't have to worry about that part of it.
Oh, that's lucky. I heard that's like the downfall.
Yeah.
Would you follow the whole like through sleet and snow and rain?
Absolutely. Yes. Anybody that knows me knows that's what I would be doing. I'd be out there on my snowboard if I had to be.
On the dog sled.
On the dog sled, yes.
Yeah, perfect. So what are you most excited about for GDC 2016? Have you been to GDC before?
Oh, yeah. Yes. And the thing that I'm the most excited about is getting together with other like friends and devs from all over. That's the main thing that I get out of it. I love going to like the different talks and everything. But I have been in the industry long enough to where like I know a lot of people that I could just get together and like we talk about. First, we talk about our lives, catch up, and everything, which is always great. But then also, that's when you get the really like the nitty gritty info and details, and talk about like tips and tricks and all that other stuff with people that are working on other exciting projects. So you get a great kind of like refresher. It's like you go away to camp.
Yeah, I've never thought about it like that. It kind of is like summer camp.
Yeah. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most, is like hanging out.
Yeah, beautiful. Get like all jazzed up again. Get each other all like everybody else's hype man for the week.
Exactly. I love
it. It's certainly I look forward to GDC every year, all year. It's like the day after GDC ends, I go through like the withdrawal.
Yeah.
Like I simultaneously just want to be back there or like in front of my computer animating everything I just talked about for a week kind of thing.
Exactly. You can't wait to like just jump back into it. It's great. It's like a big shot of adrenaline.
So this next question is one of my favorite questions that I routinely ask in pretty much every interview that I ever give. I can't take credit for it. This is the work of Frank Frelier, and I forgot to give the shout out last time. But what is your most embarrassing or funniest or worst mistake that you made as a rookie on your first gig?
I'd have to say accidentally hitting reply all to a solicited critique, and it was one of those things where like when I give critiques, I normally now, because of this experience, I come at it with like this level of humility as well myself, and like really trying to help, but like being like the young whippersnapper, like coming out, like working on a game gig and everything. Somebody had sent out like a play blast and had asked for feedback, and I hit reply all, and it was I still look at it and I'm like, it was kind of harsh. And,
so it was like a brutal critique. You reply all, and you're like, let me tell you.
Yeah, it was a brutal critique, but in one regard, and it was brutal. It was brutal for me because there were lots of things that I had kind of like suggested that since I hit reply all and the tone of the whole thing, like other senior level animators had no problem like putting me in my place like after.
Oh man.
So. And I deserved it. That's one of those things where it's like, I deserved it. But that is absolutely like the most embarrassing thing.
I feel like my face is getting hot thinking about doing that. I have like a really sympathetic, I feel like I don't get embarrassed easily, but I have like a very sympathetic.
I'm getting clammy hands just thinking about it. It's like, it's so embarrassing. And I'm glad it's something that happened early in my career, because it definitely like gave me perspective and humility.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Did I hear that?
Cool. This happened last time too. I don't know what's up. I have a good internet, but it dropped last time around the same mark and the.
It could very well be me because Comcast is
notoriously delightful.
Yeah, they're not. Yes, they are. Use Comcast.
Yeah, we're gonna just like send this out to them after. Like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Now upgrade, please.
Yeah, now upgrade, please.
So, what would you say is your favorite piece of video game or animation jargon?
Okay, I think it has to be. It's kind of like a set of words that normally center around the consistency of things. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. Like we work in an industry where like you're always talking about, oh, you should tighten up this animation, or you should add jiggle, or this. It's like there's always like these words that tend to like center around the consistency of things that like my inner high schooler can't help but like giggle anytime like people will say that. So I guess it has to be that.
I got very like way too excited. Oh, I don't even know if I can say this actually, but I got to say kind of like this nasty word at work a lot because it was like involved in what I was doing. It's sort of like it's an anatomical term.
Say it. You gotta say it.
Well, I feel nervous. Like I don't think I'm spoiling anything, but I got to say the word sphincter a lot at work for a while, and it was like my greatest delight to like in like serious meetings say sphincter like 10 times in a conversation. Ugh, every time I couldn't help. I just say it like, did you guys hear me? I said sphincter.
I gotta. What was the context? I gotta know now.
No, I mean I'll tell you later, baby. But for now, I can't give you the context.
This is gonna be good. This would be a good GDC like conversation.
Yeah, it's less exciting than I think it actually is, but it was like my little teenage moment. Like, hey, that means butthole.
What?
Or circular muscle. Technically, your eyes and mouth muscles are also sphincters.
It's an oculi or it's an oris. So, which does like okay. If I can change my answer, it made me think about something actually.
Okay.
It's not necessarily jargon, but I love the use of sounds in describing animation. Like there's so many conversations we'll have where it's like, hey, your animation right now is a little bit more like ba-da, 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 but maybe it should be a little bit like, get-a, like that sort of a thing. And I think that's awesome.
The animation onomatopoeia.
Yes, exactly. I have to look that up later.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So other than the fact that we giggle at saying jiggle and sphincter, what do you hope people take away from our micro talks?
Oh, perspective.
That's good. That's kind of the exact theme of our micro talks. What can you be more specific?
More of just if it's somebody that is wanting to get into games, thinking like, holy cow, it's really cool working in games, and all the hard work that I'm putting in and everything, and all the doubt that I have and all that, it's going to pay off if I get to work in games. And then for people that are working in games, really kind of like being able to step back and say like, holy shit, I work in games. That's awesome. That sort of a thing.
Wonderful. So either a like reinvigorated passion to get there or a renewed perspective on what you already have.
Yes.
Wonderful.
You said it much better than me.
I had a second to think about it while you're doing it. So if there's one project you could have worked on but didn't, what would it be and why?
It's a toss-up for me. Can I have two answers, or is that cheating?
You can have as many answers as you want within a certain time frame.
All right, I got two.
Okay.
All right, the first one, and this is totally kissing up to my existing crew at Sucker Punch.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish that I could have worked on the first Infamous. Like I worked on the Infamous series. After that, I came on Infamous 2, and I was a true fan of the first Infamous. It wasn't something where I was bullshitting in my interview when I told them, and I was able to talk about it. And that just seems like it would have been a great like game to work on, because to me it was a great open world experience and something that I hadn't like worked on up until that point. It had all been linear. So
I
there's,
agree. That game was beautiful.
yeah, I loved it. I loved it. And then the second one is The Last of Us. And that's mainly because I used to work at Naughty Dog, and I know most of the guys that like worked on that title, and just get to work with them again would be great. But on that specific game, would have been amazing because of what it did like within the industry. And it's something where all the way through to like the actors that were on it, like Troy. Like I've had the pleasure of working with him and a lot of the cast as well on our games, and getting to work with them on that particular title, I think would have been a blast.
Definitely different vibes. Infamous like sort of like amped. I mean, Infamous I thought had like a really amazing story as well, but it's sort of like more obviously super action packed in that way. And yeah, definitely.
It's more like hero centric and like more specific to like the hero, marrying the hero and player experience. But within this, like we'd still try to make it grounded. But there's still like this level of like, okay, you have to get people to buy in on something, and you have to the way we went about it was like really different than how they married the characters and the players experience for Last of Us, so
yeah.
Fun way to like solve the same type of problem, I guess.
Definitely. So this kind of feels like it has a nice segue. These questions, none of them pretty much have any segues between them at all, but this one kind of feels like it is. This I again stole from another friend who asked this question. They had a podcast of their own called the Hero Nugget, so it was dealing mostly with comic books. But I thought this guy, I drew a really classy logo for them at one point.
Awesome.
I won't share. And I still feel like this question just always makes me laugh so hard to think about. But if you could have any useless superpower, what would you choose?
Okay, so I actually have a useless superpower.
Currently,
right now.
Okay.
I have no sense of smell.
No way.
Yeah, absolutely. I have no sense of smell, and I've been that way my entire life.
Do you enjoy food?
That's so fantastic. Like 96% of the people that I tell that to, the next question is like, can you taste food? And the answer is like, I can taste very like spicy, like food that is very robust. I can taste. So therefore I love Thai food. I love Italian food. I love anything that like I can just get like really spicy. And if it's not, it just tastes like cardboard. It tastes
like really sweet things, or like
really sweet, really spicy. I can enjoy it like if it's the extreme.
Wow.
If it's not, then it's just like I might as well like be drinking water, and that's why I like craft beer, because like just regular beer, it's like I might as well be drinking water. Or if it's get like Thai food, like I'll go in out here and I'll go to a Thai restaurant and I'll say I want 5-star, and they'll be like, "Are you sure?" That I'm like, "Absolutely, I need it." And then they'll come back and it's like if it's not spicy enough, I'll be like, "Can you insult the chef?" Because normally they'll be like, "Okay, now we're gonna like get him." And then like if my eyelids aren't sweating, I'm not enjoying it.
Man, that is crazy and incredible, and definitely like a super useless superpower.
It is. It's a superpower. Like there's only been one time that it almost killed me, because of a methane gas leak.
Oh golly.
Yeah, that's a whole different story. But mostly it's my superpower. Like especially like around the house. Like if it has to do with like plumbing or changing diapers or like anything that like I'm the guy to deal with it, and it makes me feel like a superpower.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, that is a very positive spin on that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Crazy. I can't even imagine. I love food way too much. Like, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
But I would love being able to like impress people. Are you like just like ghost peppers all day?
Oh yeah, and then, people around me, like they can just fart freely.
I have a lot of friends at work who just do that, regardless of anybody's sense of smell.
Yeah.
I had a terrible experience once that I could have used your superpower really bad. We went to this taco place one night, and they had all these different hot sauces, and one of them was ghost pepper hot sauce. And all night, I just wanted to see somebody eat the hot sauce. I wasn't going to do it, but I tried all night to convince people to do it. We ended up leaving, and I had like I ended up not being very hungry, and I took these two little tacos, like the tiny little guys, home, and I decided to eat them for lunch the next day. And somebody thought it would be so funny if they had snuck the ghost pepper sauce onto tacos that I took home. And at the time, I was on like a super no carb diet, and so I didn't have bread, I didn't have milk, I didn't have like anything that would cut spice in any way. I had none of that in my house. And I just sat in my kitchen like gasping for air, just tears running down my face for like 10 minutes alone in my kitchen. Like I have no idea what to do. I'm just sweating and crying and not being able to breathe. And so that doesn't seem like that useless of a superpower in that instance.
Yeah. Are you still friends with these people?
I don't know who did it. And everybody's like, no, I didn't. But I would bet money. There's like a prankster at work who does these silly little pranks. And I bet money it was him, but.
Don't have evidence.
Yeah, this is my fault for trying to get everybody else to go through that pain so I could witness it. Anyways, on that tangent, do you have any final thoughts for people to mull over in the weeks leading up to GDC?
No, just like make sure to come and check this out because it's gonna be cool. I mean, I'm not just saying it because I'm participating. It's like I'm really excited. Like that's why I answered so quickly when you proposed it. Just like the idea of getting together with other really talented people and like talking about what we're doing. I'm stoked, and I think people they're gonna be in for a treat. I think so.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for having me. This is great.
Anytime. Well, we'll wrap this up. Do you have any final thoughts, like anything you want to plug before we scoot out of here? I'm
going to be wearing a mocap suit during the thing, so.
If for no other reason.
Yeah. I'm not going to be mocap. I'm just going to wear the suit. So.
Man.
Yeah, I have to start my diet today.
You can start your diet. It's all about the confidence.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Fantastic. Well, thank you again so much. We will have another one of these. I'm meeting later today with Jake Clark. And Jake Clark, yeah, that's his full name. Oh, that would be terrible if I got that wrong. But yeah, that's all I got. Everybody listening, I guess we'll see you at GDC. Come take a look. Animation Micro Talks, Billy Harper.
See you at GDC, guys.